So when you have something like that happening in the workshop, you could be forgiven for suspecting that something bad has happened. What actually has happened is the patience ran out and we decided to use the oxy to remove one of the torque rod bushings. So it's going to be a little while before we get back into that one. But now that the fire's out, as in we have the fire, I don't think we're going to stop lighting things on fire. G'day, we are back at Rommel. We've got the parts now so we can have a crack at fixing it. For those that don't remember, we had a torque rod end insert give out on us, and so the rubber had failed on it. That was with George. We did an in-field good enough repair, and now we've got it here at a long airstrip so we can fly in, fly out if we forgot something or need to get something back home. But we're gonna hop under and have a look at what we need to repair, and Dad and I are here together. We're looking at potentially unloading the race, unhooking it, and just running Rommel up onto the float so that we've got room to move and access everything underneath there so we don't have to be crawling around on the dirt. Just to point out what we had break, it's one of these that's failed. You can see that this one's perishing and it's on its way sort of out, and there's a few videos on how to check if you need to repair these. Now I'll crawl under there, but there is one distinct disadvantage of having an American truck here in Australia. We could not get the parts even from the people we bought the truck from, and they're a machinery distributor. We couldn't even get the spare parts from them. So I reached out to Comtac in the United States, and they've got the parts. They've got everything we could need for this truck. So the parts cost us a fair bit and the shipping cost us as much because it's a fair bit of weight. So a bit of a shout out to those guys at Comtac for answering us and actually getting back to us that they had the parts, and they've got a massive catalogue of equipment. And it's just really disappointing that the local dealership would not help at all, to the point where they said to stop calling them. So that's just really not good of them, and we're never going to buy anything from them ever again. So let's crawl under and have a look. We've had one of these fail, and we've got it chained up at the front. We'll get a better view of it once we get it over there, but the challenge we've got is we've got this nut here that we have to undo and knock it out of the torque rod. And so we're thinking that we may need to jack the tyres up and take them off.
Okay, so what we're going to need is a big set spanner for it, or ring spanner to get it out. If we're not using that, what we're going to have to do is take our rims off and then take the brake drum off so we can get in there. And also to get the bush out of here, I think we're going to have to
use a bit of heat.
Use quite a bit of heat to get it right. So we might be just as well off to drop the race off and idle back to the shed, because it's the 10 minutes might have a naught behind it.
Yeah. Well, we've got the float, so we can put her on that.
Yeah, that'd be quicker than...
Well, the issue with driving it back is in the 20 kilometres that we drove it down with a chain, even though we were very confident we had it in there, popped off. She did pop off. She's in line, but she's popped off.
Yep.
So, yes. Cool, well, let's drop this race off and get the truck on the float.
Yep. Sounds good.
we've got it up on the float nice and easily, and we should be able to have a look now that we've got access underneath. And there's our rod end that we need to get out. So we will see how we go. You know, for access, we could almost jack it up on the float.
Yeah, our only snag would be getting our wheels off. And I don't mind doing it up on there if we could get our wheels off.
This is why we need the pit, Dad.
Yeah. Well, we can back it into the pit.
Yeah, we should be able to. And we can just take these wheels off and then back it in. Run it without that wheels on that axle. Instead of having to take it out inside.
It should be easy enough.
Yeah, alright.
Right.
Cool. Let's sort this out and then we'll get on the road. Alright, so I've got Rommel on the back of Packo and I'm taking it back to the homestead. So we're going to find out how good this little crossing is at the moment. There is a bit more sand to remove at some stage, but nothing that she can't handle at the moment. So it's going to take me a bit over an hour to get home. Yeah, and then we'll get cracking on fixing that up. So just another bit of a drive and then we'll be on target. Alright, so that's not gotten exactly according to plan. I've ended up with a front steer tyre that's gone down and I'm going to have to pinch a tyre off the back to be able to keep going. So I'm just going to quickly grab my jack, get it under there and rattle it off and get a new tyre on. So it's a case of Danny to the rescue. Called him up on the radio and he's come out. What I needed was a battery to get this tyre off easier. So we're going to crack on with that and see what we can do in terms of shuffling it around. It's going to make it a lot easier, Danny. There we go, Danny. So I'm going to be underway again. Comment could be made, you know, Australia's got America on its back, you know, just always carrying the team. But without Danny, I would have been here for a lot longer. So that took about an hour to get that sorted, and I'm going to be underway again. So I'm going to jump in and keep on ticking down the road. Alright, that's Rommel back here, so it's time to unload it and get it into the workshop. Not actually. Is that the biggest one?
Sure it is.
Alright, so we need a specific part. And so Dad's tracking down parts so that his cousin Michael can bring it up on the weekend. Right, so Dad's lining up those parts through resource trading, and that means we'll have them by the weekend, which means we'll be able to do the job up properly. Let's find out what Ant's up to.
Right.
Have you got the trouble light down there? I did have it down inside it. Oh,
okay.
No, it's there on the chair.
Here
Have
it
we got
is.
power down there?
Oh.
Probably gonna have to put the batteries on charge. Right, yep, so we got that down there.
We're changing this part here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to undo.
Get on to that side there.
Yeah.
And we've only got a socket that
Yeah.
doesn't fit. You can't get the arm in there. And we don't have just a spanner that'll...
No, because they were out of stock in Kalgoorlie.
And
I've ordered one.
yeah, but have you... you
So-
don't want to try with a wrench? Okay, have you got a big spanner, adjustable?
I tried to undo one of these with one of those, and it just no bingo. What size
Yeah,
is that? Is that a
that's
1 inch or a
perfect.
3/4?
No, that's perfect fit.
Yeah.
This is
3/4.
No, two
That's,
and a
it's
quarter.
2 1/4, but it's a 3/4.
Yeah.
And so we can just get our rattle gun and whack it on there.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to get to this one, and he's got a circlip on him that we need to take out.
Yeah.
So to get access to that and get a rattle gun onto it, because I can tell you, even with a spanner, it's not going to be nice.
Yeah.
But like guys talk about doing it with, put a 20-ton jack and jack it with a spanner.
Oof.
Yeah, to do it. So we're going to take this tyre off. We have to take the brakes off, which is really bloody a nightmare. All right, so we're going to see how easy this is. Yeah.
There you go, Jack.
Easy, he says.
Make sure it's set the right way. Piece of cake, Jack!
That's not the hard part.
Oh, come on. You are relentless, mate. You
It's
cannot
not the hard
you
part.
cannot give in, can you?
This bit is getting replaced.
Yeah.
This bit we need to keep.
Yeah. Now, Jack, can we lift this up? Because this is on a bit of an angle, which may stop that from moving. So can we lift it? Should we lift this up more so it's more square and that'll move easier? Because this is putting tension and friction on that. You know what I mean?
The ant hammer's so far away. Danny, can you grab me? Actually, there's a little gimpy just that came out of the toolbox.
Jack, can I lift this up a bit more?
If you want to, go.
Yeah.
Between the axles, Danny. Oh, yeah, you've got him. Thanks. Okay, that was easy, yeah?
Thank you, Jack, thank you.
That was surprisingly easy.
There you go, mate. Jack, can we do the same thing here?
Well, okay, one of the... Oh, far out, that's a bit hefty. Alright, so... This one has got a metal ring on it that's in this plate here. You can see the metal ring just on the edge. Yep. If you get a pair of safety glasses and a hammer and a punch, we will see if we can knock it out. This one will have to be knocked out towards us because the new one will sit in that way. Although I don't know if it's tapered. I don't think that's tapered. So you can set him up on the workbench or somewhere and see if you can knock that ring there out gently with a punch. You good? That won't be able to spin.
No.
Because it's got a circlip on this side.
Right.
So I guess we are on to just taking that tyre off and working out what else we can clear out in there.
Yep, okay.
Right, bear with us. The GoPro might overheat again and do silly bugger things. So if you want to see more of our content during summer, donate to our GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Now just be careful because we're not using our impact one.
Okay.
We're using a standard.
All right.
And he's sure it's lefty loosey.
I'm not. It's what your dad said.
Lefty loosey it is.
Well done, Jack.
Yeah, now it's your turn to get that out. Alright, so apparently I'm allowed to stop yelling now. I've taken my earplugs out. We've done the tyre. We thought we might preserve the GoPro's action time because it was overheating just all the time. And we even tried putting it in front of the evaporative air conditioner to cool it off a bit. And it's just been there for a little while, but she's still pretty warm. So we're back over here and we'll see how we go.
Well, you've got all your...
Yeah, no, I mean like for the GoPro overheating.
Oh, okay.
It's a little more than frustrating. So it's even lagging a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't think this is as simple as, oh, just whip the brakes off. Really good advice there.
What about the other, Jack? Can you try from the other side?
Yeah, I can have a crack.
I'm going to try and wiggle it at the top while you're hitting through it. Try that now, Jack. This is going to go through. There you go. You just got to wiggle the top while we're doing the bottom. Right. Now, can we hit down on that?
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to work out if it's... Oh, yeah, fuck it. Ah!
What?
It snapped. No, don't... Wait, hey, you're gonna fucking snap it.
Rightio. Well, at least now we can get a nail up there. Now we're definitely going through the top, Jack.
Through the top?
Yeah.
Out through the top?
Yeah. Right, need another nail, Danny. Oh, no, we got one. Here we go. You hold.
I hold the nail, you tap the...
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, okay, I want you to... Oh, let's trust exercise. We've successfully replaced the cotter pin with a nail.
Yeah,
Oh, no, stop. Danny, there's a motorbike mirror up in that white toolbox. We need a smaller flat blade. Danny, can you get me a smaller flat blade screwdriver? That's alright. There we are. Just a little bit out of focus. There we are. There's the cotter pin that we're trying to remove.
how'd you go, Danny?
Oh yeah, that's all. I was rubbing against that. So if I just say that once more, there's our cotter pin that we are trying to remove. And we can see that that's a little bit of a prick to get into. Roll towards me a bit, Ant.
Roll.
Roll away. Oh, nah, right. Here you go, have a look. So heating did nothing.
No.
Is the answer more heat?
I think the answer's cut it.
Yeah, but more heat. And then cut.
Well, doesn't heat expand or?
Yeah, but it can create rust and...
Yeah, right. Be good if we could get some.
I also heard that metal can't be stuck if it's liquid. Maybe Rommel's been to space and it's been cold welded.
Right, let's go again.
There you go, solid, send it.
Yeah, here she goes. Oh my god.
2 hours and 20 minutes, Ant. And we would have, yeah, that's... How does it make you feel?
I feel victorious, Jack.
Yeah.
What is the world's most ridiculous cotter pin?
Well, Ant, wait till you find the world's most ridiculous thing that we have to undo with...
I love that. I tell you what, Danny, that was the difference, mate. Well done. In fact, you should keep this as the
A cotter pin removal tool?
cotter pin removal tool.
Oh, I keep it.
That is the gear. Okay.
Alright, I reckon we use some fucking heat.
Yeah.
And...
We get to this point, we start off really meticulous and, you know, everything's thing, and then as the day goes on, we just get a little bit more industrial.
I like how you use the word industrial.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to just say agricultural, but...
But it's more, you know, more heat, more weight. Yeah. More torque.
So when you have something like that happening in the workshop, you could be forgiven for suspecting that something bad has happened. What actually has happened is the patience ran out and we decided to use the oxy to remove one of the torque rod bushings. So it's going to be a little while before we get back. It's going to be a little while before we get back into that one. But now that the fire's out, as in we have the fire, I don't think we're going to stop lighting things on fire. Get that thing out of the way. This out of the way. We should probably do this heating bit with the oxy.
be light.
Danny, do you want to see if you can find a pair of steel Stilsons, not aluminium ones? They should be up on the workbench, on the shadow board behind the screwdrivers.
I think that orange one is there.
Yeah, the orange should be steel. Well, yeah, I'll get in them.
Yeah, cool.
Done.
No way.
Yep. Can you
Yep.
just be really careful? It's fucking hot.
That's almost.
Finger tight, yeah. All right. Yeah. Danny's just like.
Hang.
Can you grab us a pair of welding gloves, Danny? Don't hook your bloody hand open. The alley ones might be. Thanks. I don't think that's finger tight.
Okay, right.
Oh. No, don't you try that, because at least I have a second skin on these gloves.
Yeah, right.
Like, so you're effectively just using a rag and you'll slip. I'm not calling you clumsy, I just don't want you to slip. How much nicer was it using the rattle gun?
Yeah.
Clean the thread up nicely. Tickles your fingers a bit. I suspect we're going to need more heat. Now, and Tom gets full credit for this, because he and I were talking about this, and then he goes, "Oh, well, it sounds like you should just use your flat jack."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's so good, Jack.
So we are going to need a couple of shims.
Okay. Metal.
Metal, anything that's under the workbench.
Yep.
Thought it'd been a little bit too long since I'd used fire. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You put yours, hand I'll do it. I can see from here.
Is that going to push it that way though, Jack?
Yep, let's see what happens.
Get a little tap. Anything happening?
I don't know, you'd have to check the slow-mo.
Just are we bending that?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm...
Ooh. Something happened there, Jack.
Well, I guess that's how you fucking do it.
That reminds me.
Look at this. This is, as it glanced past my gloves, it's melted it.
That reminds me of what's that? No Country for Old Men.
Oh, with that, yeah.
You know when he does with the bolt.
Yep.
Right. Well, that was impressive.
Hey, and
Yes.
which took longer?
The Cotter pin.
Yeah. Fucking beauty. You know, I think this is turning into a winning strategy. I like to use fire and you like to hit things.
Yeah, I sure do. Let's get a temperature reading on it. Where's the temperature gun?
Up next to Danny.
165, Jack.
Sure.
Hot enough.
Out of things I wouldn't have bought,
This is one of them.
yeah, I would have like one of those other R series Macks.
Yeah.
Kick ass.
Yeah.
One of those on stock trailers, that'd be just
Yeah.
kick. That I'd like that.
Because the thing is, it's parts with this as well, isn't it?
Well, big thing on the parts for this was I couldn't get them in Australia. Even through the people that imported the damn thing, they would not get me the parts, and to the point where they just were downright rude, and I wouldn't recommend them to anyone in the Murchison to purchase machinery from them because they were just so rude. And yeah, reached out to the dudes in the US and they're like, yeah, sure, man, no worries.
Yeah.
We'll send them to you like tomorrow. Done.
You're nice people in the US. We like yous, but you shit at trucks.
Well, with that,
We bid you farewell.